I needed to prove myself. Am I good enough for somebody to invest in? What makes someone want to invest in me as a person? What have I done that's so extraordinary to get accepted to a university like Duke? I was born on a very small island in the Caribbean. Most of my family was there. I lived in a pretty small house. We got water from the rain. We had a limited amount of electricity every day, but we all found a way to make it work. You know, it was a really great place to grow up as a kid, but education wasn't a huge thing there. I think my parents always wanted to see what the world had to offer, what more there was out there for me specifically. We ended up moving to New Orleans just to try to search for a better life. I knew that education was my way to pay them back for all the sacrifices that they made for me to be where I am today. Growing up in a place like New Orleans, you see just how big of an impact great healthcare can have on people and how detrimental it can be if they're not receiving great healthcare. I think we as people feel that we have to prove ourselves to deserve things. I found that in medicine, you didn't need to prove yourself to deserve care. That was a big thing with me because in my life, coming into the United States, I always felt that I needed to prove myself. I was working 3 different jobs in college to try to save enough money for medical school because I knew that was where I wanted to be. Duke was actually the last application that I filled out. And one day my phone started vibrating in my pocket and the caller ID said Duke University. So I answered and they basically told me that I had gotten in. I started screaming and jumping, thinking, how is this happening? What did I do to deserve this? It was such an awesome moment. However, as soon as I said I accept, I immediately started thinking of how am I gonna pay for this? The only way for me to get there is to secure some type of scholarship. So when I opened that email and it told me that I got this scholarship, it was one of the greatest moments ever. This is gonna change my life. It's paving me a way to not only follow my dreams and to not only support myself in the future, but I'm representing my entire island and all of my family back there. A lot of the doctors that I've met at Duke, they simply care for the patient because they love people and they wanna help people and they wanna be there for people as people. I knew that's where I wanted to be, and I knew Duke was a place that I saw myself. One thing that I've always wanted to do is to pay it forward to people who are in similar situations as me. I think about how beneficial it would be for all of them to have had a doctor who fought for their rights and fought for their chance to receive great health care, because it can change your life. It can save your life.